while I was out here in the resource world gathering sand, I finally get my achievement for killing enough phantoms. Of course, that's not going to stop me from killing another 100 phantoms, but I can finally join the No Sleep Club. And the problem with having correctly identified things that sell is that it's really hard to keep it in stock. So, while I was sitting around waiting for glass to smelt, I decided to start work on this side of the wall. You think that looks far enough for where the tower is going to be? I mean, it is almost in line with the cave, but if I do take the wall out diagonally, that shouldn't be too much of a problem. And if I take it much farther, I will be outside of the flower forest by a wide margin. So, this is going to be far enough. Ooh, and some more leaves for decorating my nether tunnel. And predictably, I have not actually measured how long this is relative to the other side. I've just sort of guesstimated. But it's long enough to give a feeling of the two wings spreading off from the central gatehouse, while still being short enough that the tower is right nearby. I don't know why my voice sounds weird, but for some reason it sounds weird to me today. Still looks too Tetris. There we go. Okay. Another few edits. There we go, just a little bit more scrambled so that it doesn't look like I literally was dropping only 3 shapes into this mess. And yes, I am aware that putting in this extra section of wall is going to make it a lot harder to get into my gatehouse, but now I have Lytra and can fly in. Which is clearly how one was intended to get in, since the gate only serves to keep out pesky ground traffic. All airborne people are welcome to just fly straight on over and into the Dragon's Lair. Dragon's Lair is still pending. Why? I don't even have to scramble this one at all. I think it turned out okay on the first try. Maybe. Oh well, I'll be living in the space for a while, and if I decide that it's got too much of a pattern to it, I will always be able to come back and scramble it later. And I just found a very rare sight for someone on a server like this. A wandering trader. Given how many people there are, the odds of it spawning next to me are fairly low. Ooh. Ooh. I like that trade. Time to get 10 emeralds out of my ender chest and convert that all into black dye. If he's still here later, expect me to use that trade a lot more in the future, because it is so much easier to trade emeralds to this here wandering trader than it is to scour the server for actual squid. And while I was busy taking a joyride with my elytra around my territory, I had found my neighbor. I have no idea what they're doing, and I have no idea who it is, but I found it. And I'm aware that I'm missing my fence, but I don't have the spare spruce wood. Okay, I do, but I wanted to use the spruce logs for working on my tunnel. And I don't want to head out to the Resource World's tree farm, because then I won't be smelting my glass. Instead, I have been surveying my terrain, and I've decided that it's time for A, that road to continue on through, and B, that I want to terraform this hill to produce a flatter section so that I can have a flower farm set up there as well. Because I could really use the alliums and bonnets. And the red tulips. Which means my actual step one as a person in want of cobblestone is to continue work on my cave. I see no problems with this. Okay, what did I do wrong on this redstone? It does look like it lines up. Forgot to include a repeater. Very simple. On the one hand, I love it when my redstone actually works. On the other hand, that was not the flower I was expecting this to produce. And at least this setup does still produce allium. Also, we've had some interesting exchange in the chat here. I have no idea why we're ringing about, but we are, and it might be mildly amusing to someone. I'm trying to decide, should the path come curving over this slight incline in the hill, or should I do a little bit of cutting of the landscape? Nope, I'm gonna cut the landscape so that the only spot where the path finally begins to move is when it's heading on down into the cave. Or adjust vertically, or whatever. You know what I meant. Now, I've heard some advice from one of my fellow Minecraft YouTubers that one should try to have changes in landscape be in 1, 3, or 5, or just generally odd numbers. And I'm not certain I accept the validity of that, but I'm not certain I don't either. I will say, though, that that tree has to go. Okay, there might be something to be said for the 1, 3s, and 5s approach. Still not going to adopt it universally, but it has some merit. unconvinced by how that's connecting. I think I do want to have like an open area in here, which means that I want to curve out and put in a circle rather than just have this connect across the pond. And as the moon rises slowly over my hill, a brief tour of the things I managed to get done while waiting for glass to smelt. To start with, we have here this section of wall that hadn't been here before. It's still missing its fences and its ceiling. We have the road that has now been expanded from about there to about there. And the retraining there is a little bit in progress with regards to grass growing in. And we have hiding in that hill, nothing yet, but the empty shell of where I will put the second wing of my bee farm. And we have a fully functioning flower farm. Despite only a little bit of redstone failures. And also, the glowberries have grown fairly significantly. This is not something I did actively, but it is an indication of how long I've been out here doing this. Oh, and a little bit of training over here on the hill. And I have also gone through 3 stacks of ender pearls, getting in and out of my base. Which means that I'm now out of ender pearls and have to walk up here the boring way. Okay, and I am now live at Dee's base that I think they're sharing with someone else.
It's with Artisan.
Yep.
Okay, you are gonna have to fly.
I do have rockets.
Okay, straight up and onto this mountain right up here.
Provided that... Alright, put my elytra back on.
Look over there.
That certainly does look like a floating island.
It's an upside-down floating island. The building's gonna be on the bottom.
Nice. As a connoisseur of floating islands, this is not the biggest I have seen, but it is...
Oh no, this is not gonna be the only one. There's gonna be at least 5 big ones.
Okay, yep. That is a suitable collection of floating islands.
But yeah, I just wanted some outside opinions and to show it off a bit because I was like, I got some opinions from Skelly and she was like, you made it too flat, and I was like, okay. That's what caused it to become that tall. Originally it was a little bit more flat.
I have made shallower, but that is a reasonable gradient, especially for, I don't know. It definitely looks like it's been pulled out of the ground or something.
Which is the idea.
I will say that the edges of it has a very jagged feel with, like...
It hasn't been textured yet.
I was more just going, like, the shape of the bottom layer. Definitely, there is a coarseness to its shape. If that's what you're going for, that is perfectly fine. I'm just commenting that...
That is a good comment. I'll think about that. But yeah, texturing should help that a bit though.
Yep. And I know that on mine, the floating island that I have to my name, not on this server, I had done it overly spherical. But
you want it a bit more, like, not coherent as you do it, though, so it isn't completely a circle, because if you do completely a circle, it looks unnatural.
Yeah, I do know
Is
that.
the other issue. So there's issues both ways.
Yep.
But yeah, just want to show that off. Oh, and also over here.
Good night, friends.
See you, colleagues.
See you, Colin.
So yeah, I can't necessarily
Colin.
say what the correct solution is. I can just comment on things that I
Yeah.
observe.
Well, if you see this scaffolding type thing of stone,
Yep.
eventually that's going to be filled in to make this more of a tunnel than two mountains.
Mhm.
Still a long way to go there, but that's the idea there. That's the big stuff that I've done so far, and I was just like, I like how that floating island has turned out.
That floating island definitely has character, and I do like the way it builds upwards.
Then, wait, if you look in Discord on the channel, it's in Build Shenanigans, I believe. Up a little
Okay.
bit, there is a picture that I posted that is where the inspiration is coming from.
Yep, I believe I had seen that one. You're pulling off of Avatar: The Last Airbender, and it's inverted.
It's the Western
Temple?
Air Temple, yeah.
Yeah. Sorry, I can never remember which of the air temples is which. I just remember it's the upside down one.
Eastern is where he lived as a child. Western is the upside down one. I can never remember southern or northern.
Mhm.
But yeah, that's all I really wanted to show.
Okay. Well, thank you for showing it off.
Well, if we also want to, Nikki, do you mind if we show her your current face?
Yeah, for free.
Oh, yeah, it's free content for my video.
I thought you might enjoy it.
There are perks to being on a server with other people.
Over here, Aura, up by Raining Tree's house.
Okay. I do believe I noticed something odd here. That would... Ooh, secret. Come on, secret door, let me in!
Welcome to Nikki's room.
It's a secret. But also, I like it. Oh, whose base is it that we get to see just barely through the... I should be able to remember whose base that is. Because that
It's
definitely...
Fart's.
Ah, yep. In which case, this is the perfect placement for the secret little sneaky base.
Well, the thing is, it's his best friend's base.
Yep.
And the thing is, if you look at the pictures I've been posting, they've all been posted from inside this base.
Ah, hadn't noticed that.
Like,
Well,
one is right here, underneath this slab, with Optifine zoomed in. That's where one of the pictures is.
ah.
The other one is right here, looking down this glass at her bed.
I'm not sure I will use that screenshot for anything, but
I'm also explaining to Raining Trees who you are, Nikki, in
Okay.
text chat. In whispers, but yeah. If you want to leave, it's over here. Button on the ceiling, and just walk over the trap door.
Fuck.
No, come back. Come back. Look up. There's a button on that log.
ah, that's where the button on the log is.
Press it, walk forward, and go around.
And yeah, and she's decorated the downstairs in here since my last video. Ooh, little
Oh, yeah,
dripstone.
he has.
This lush dripstone area. Love the candles.
Oh yeah, we also eventually want to hide something up here. I mean, she perfectly opened water right here, and if I break this slab, look. This is too perfect to pass up.
Yeah, it is. It really is. And I see that the unifying feature that everyone's base has to have is a water feature.
Oh yeah, mine's the onsen. Everyone has a water feature at this point.
Yep.
But yeah, I'm gonna go to bed because it is like 3 o'clock in the morning for me.
Go sleep. I see Ravine Crew is full of puns. Related, I have just checked my mailbox. It is. And I will take my membership in the No Sleep Club proudly and display this upon my base.
Well, thank you for your participation. So now your goal is 1,000 phantoms.
Well, if I have a couple months to do that,
Yes. And if you complete that, then I will give you another a second tier trophy, which will be much better than the banner. So yes.
Well.
It may or may not involve cooked fish.
Thank you for coming all the way out here to deliver unto
No
me the spoils for killing phantoms.
Oh my god! How did I not see this when I came here?
I don't
I just
know.
completely missed this. This is so big.
Yep. I'm not certain
Is this all the
why
way up?
Grimm has decided to do that, but far be it from me to understand the mind of Grimm. I just clean out his ocean.
Wait, hold on. Oh my god, there's just like emerald. Oh, this is hilarious. Yeah, I mean, he's kind of crazy, isn't he?
Yeah.
I mean, I did hear that he likes to mine.
Well, he'd better, 'cause I hear that the rate, if we can actually get this in clear inside a month, is going to be 64 diamond blocks to be split
cool.
amongst the participants.
I'm glad it's 64. I personally thought 32 was a little bit low.
I mean, given how large of a project this is, you're not wrong.
Like, that's what I was saying. I was like, 32 maybe a little bit low for like what's going on here. This is crazy. This is so big. What is he doing here? Do you know?
No, I don't. And I'm frankly at this point scared to ask.